Now I got a little topic that came across my mind that I'm gonna come on the camera and talk to y'all about. Today we will be talking about the American dream. The American dream. Is it really the dream though? Is it really a dream or is it a nightmare? You know, the American dream is to finish school, finish high school, and then go into college and, find something to major in and do that for however long it takes to get that diploma or that degree to show that you're good at that specific job that you want to do, and struggle to find a job, especially now. Yeah, a lot of people are struggling to find jobs, but struggle to find a job with a degree and work there until you basically retire. 60 years old, 70, however long it takes for you to retire, then uh, and then have fun with your life, and then travel the world and do what you want to do after 60 years of working for the government. Now, I got someone that I know that did retire. It's my grandma. I love my grandma, man. But it's my grandma. She used to be a police officer, and she worked there for a very long time, and she was retired. She's about 66. She's retired, and she still gets checks every 2 weeks. But, you know, not to put my grandma on blast, but my grandma doesn't really do much. My grandma really just sits at home and smokes a cigarette, um, plays solitary on her phone, like a card game. She plays crosswords, puzzles, like on the newspaper type of crossword puzzles, like the old style. And she doesn't really leave the house much. Now, that might be the dream for her, but I don't want that to be my reality. I don't want to live the American dream. I don't want to go to school. We already go to school for 16 years of our life. You know what I'm saying? We start school at like around 5. We're programmed all the way until we graduate. And then they want us to go to school for 4 more years. And let's be real, bro. A lot of people go to college, but a lot of people aren't really doing what they need to do in college. When you think about college, bro, you don't think about actual successful people, successful things. You don't think about hard work, bro. You think about partying. You think about drugs. You think about drinking. You think about females. You think about having fun, because that's what college is. A lot of people go to college to have fun. And that's not everybody, but a lot of people, majority of people who are in college, they're just having fun. It's just 4 years of their life where they have fun, and then reality picks his hands up and slaps them in the face and says, "It's time to be a fucking adult. Grow up." You know what I mean? I graduated not even a year ago, about 10 months ago. And I never seen myself going to college, honestly, because I never seen myself wanting to work for somebody, wanting to work for anyone. And, I'm glad that I had this vision, and I'm glad my parents aren't bots and force me to go to college like a lot of other people's parents do, which is pretty sad. A lot of people's parents force them to go to college when they don't want to go. I know people who's getting forced into going to college and they don't want to go. So, that sucks. So I'm blessed. I'm blessed that my parents let me decide what I want to do with my life. Just because they went to college doesn't mean I have to go. And it should be like that for everybody. If you're 18 years old, you're legally a grown woman or a grown man, so you should be able to do what you want to do. But the real American dream is to get out of America. That's the American dream for me. I've been living in America all my life, and Florida to be exact. It's cool, bro, but I want to leave. I want to travel the world, man. I want to get out of Florida. I want to get out of the United States. I want to see what Japan looks like. I want to see what Bali looks like. I want to see the world. I don't want to do that at 60 when I retire after working for the government all my life and I could barely even move. Now I go travel when I'm retired. No, I want to do that while I'm young. You know, I had my fair share of corporate jobs, jobs for the government, and I never liked them. Me personally, I could never keep a job for long. I never kept a job for probably more than like 8 months. Never been at a job for a year. I just couldn't do it, bro. It's just not in me. I just got that entrepreneur, you know, blood, that entrepreneur lifestyle, that entrepreneur mindset. Every time I would work at these jobs, I always thought to myself, bro, you're not going to be working here for long. You're not going to be working here for long, bro. You ain't going to be here for long. And I was always right. Speaking of now, I got a couple things going on for myself. You know, I could gladly say that I'm an entrepreneur. The dream is to become your own boss. The American dream is to work for somebody else, but the real dream is to become your own boss. Do what you want, when you want, make money wherever, whenever, not just when you clock in for 8 hours of a day to a job that you hate. You know what I'm saying? That's the real dream. I don't know who made up the American dream because it's not a dream. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare, man. Comment down below, man, what y'all think about the American dream. Y'all think it's fugazi? Y'all think it's the worst thing somebody could have thought to create? Or do you think the American dream is actually good? Because I don't think it is. Since we've been growing up, we were always taught to work, 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 work. Work so hard for paper, US dollar, pesos, dinero, whatever you want to call it, money. But after being self employed for about a year now, I'm starting to really realize that you don't have to work hard for money. You got people out here working 8-hour shifts for, a paycheck every 2 weeks, while other people are clicking a few buttons on their phone and making money. And I've been one of them. You got people out here making money in their sleep without ever having to show up to a job that they hate. And it's possible. And I want you guys to know that. Don't let anybody make you think that the only way you can make money is working a job. Don't let nobody make you feel like a bum because you don't have a job. I'm not saying jobs are just, the worst or the devil. If you need a job to get your money up, go get that job, bro. But don't let nobody make you feel bad because you don't got no job. Oh, he a bum. He don't got no job. He not working 9 to 5s like us. Don't ever let that discourage you, bro. Because people like that will forever be stuck. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that I'm the richest or the most successful, but one day I will be. You guys are watching it right now, so stay tuned to Run It Up D, man. We all gonna run it up together. It's been your boy Run It Up D. Drop a like and comment, man. Do something for your boy, man, so I could continue making these videos. Give me some motivation, bro. Drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe. Do something for your boy. I'm out. Peace.